In this video, I want to answer the question of should I post more videos or should I post higher quality videos? This is a really important question to answer because this is essentially deciding how you distribute your resources and how you distribute your attention. And really, there's a big tension between these two. There are, the YouTube automation guys who post a high volume of videos and, optimize for the packaging, the title and thumbnail, versus there's the personal brand, super duper high quality guys, which, arguably is the bucket that I fall into. And there's a big tension between it. Like, hey, what do you actually optimize for? So should I post more videos or make better videos? So in my opinion, it's very rarely black and white, okay? Because we know that both of these will actively get you great results in terms of output, right? If you were to go to the volume route, right? When you start a channel initially, like many of you guys are, the amount of data points that you give YouTube as to who exactly your audience is much higher versus if you start a YouTube channel, let's say in a month you post 2 videos versus the person who is posting 8 videos that month. That is 8 individual data points that I am giving YouTube as to who my audience is and who I can potentially push that content towards. So that's really why volume works. It gives YouTube a lot more data in order to decide, hey, like I should probably push this guy's videos to more of this audience, and it gives your videos a much higher chance of taking off. Whereas if you only post 2 videos and let's say both videos are totally mediocre, then the results that you're going to get are not going to be as good. Okay, versus the argument, there's actually also an argument for quality, right? Over here it's quality, right? Because on YouTube, it's there's a power law which exists, right? And the power law states that, most of the gains will go to a select few. So just like how, the wealthy, right, and more money gets accumulated towards the wealthy, it's because there's a power law which exists there. Or when you think about, companies that are started like startups, unicorns, there are really only a very small percentage of startups that have all of the gains that go on to become billion-dollar, today trillion-dollar companies. And that's because there's a power law which exists. And on YouTube, it's the exact same thing, right? YouTube operates on a distinct power law. A single meticulously crafted video can generate you exponential returns because most of the views on YouTube, move towards the best, most high-quality videos. Think about Mr. Beast and why there's only 1 or 2 Mr. Beasts out there. It's because there was a power law, because the videos that Mr. Beast produces are just that much better than everyone else's, that all the views trickle towards him. So substantially increasing the quality of your content and packaging means that certain videos will start to perform significantly better simply because they command and retain attention. So if you have the best title, thumbnail, script, video editing, eventually, because of this power law, all of the views will move towards that specific video. So there's actually also an argument for significantly increasing the quality of your video. But the approach that I like to take is the theory of constraints, right? And basically the theory of constraints, shows that, hey, like on any given marketing channel, for example, in this case, YouTube, there is only one constraint to be solved, and solving that one constraint will significantly 10x your results. So if you apply the specific theory of constraints onto your YouTube channel, first you have to identify, hey, where am I significantly screwing up on my YouTube channel? Is it the ideas that you don't have enough strong concepts? Is it the volume, right, that you're not posting enough? Actually, everything is great, you're just not posting enough. Or is it the packaging of your videos, right? Where your videos, have inconsistent views, maybe the click-through rate is not super duper high. What is the specific problem? It could be in your scripts, it could be in your editing, it could be in your thumbnails, right? It could be, in your camera presence, the way that you talk on camera. There is typically 1 or 2 things that if you really solve for, will significantly unlock a level of growth. And really answering this question, like, hey, what is blocking my growth, will help you significantly grow your channel depending on what your bottleneck is. So really, the key is to unlock your specific constraint. And it may not necessarily be posting more or posting high quality content, because finding that one specific constraint that's holding back your channel is the single thing that will actually multiply your growth. And you want to think about this, that you only scale after you fix your specific bottlenecks. If there's no clear bottleneck regarding quality, the very first thing that you do is scale volume, assuming production remains constant. Increasing uploads directly multiplies your views, right? When you go into any given YouTube channel, the very first thing that you think about is like, hey, how can I post more of the same thing? If there is no inherent, problem with the YouTube channel, right? If there's no problem with the thumbnails, if there's no problem with the ideas, then the very first thing that you do is you immediately start scaling up your uploads. But you focus on quality if there's a problem with your ideas, a problem with your thumbnails, a problem with your script, and a problem with your editing. Then you scale up your quality first. And the way that actually YouTube works, it's kind of like an oscillator, right? If you think about an oscillator in terms of the top being quality and the bottom being quantity, right? It's that, hey, you first trend towards the quality of videos that you're going to make, right? So you increase the quality, and then once you've increased your quality, then you will start trending towards, hey, high quality, I want to start uploading more. And then you start uploading more. And then as you start uploading more, maybe you see that there are quality problems too. And then you trend back towards quality, and then quantity. And so basically you surf this wave of quality, where eventually you reach some sort of an equilibrium where your quantity kind of reaches the exact same, and you can then have both quality and quantity. And really that's the different waves that you are riding. And it's important to understand this concept, because this will help you decide, like, hey, exactly how can I grow this puppy? Okay, so in terms of how I decide, right, and a general rule of thumb that I see from most channels, this is my growth framework. Okay, you first start with topic selection. Okay, that means ensuring that your video ideas are actually good. This is the bottleneck that I see most channels have. It's like, hey, they just plain out don't have good video ideas. So this is the very first thing that I would solve, right? You can use Subscriber AI to do it, or one of the various AI YouTube tools out there that can help you do that. Number 2 is fix your thumbnails. Okay. Thumbnails is also another thing that is mostly broken in most channels. Either they the design is bad, right? And it's not that the design is the most important thing, is that, hey, it just doesn't look good, and there's a bunch of aesthetically things that you can fix there, or the psychology is just plain not there. And then number 3 is to fix the actual content. So that's the actual scripting of the video, right? Once you fix these 3 things, and these 3 things are crushing, and ideally if these 3 things are crushing, that means that your video is actually performing well on a quality level. Only then do you decide, hey, okay, I'm gonna start increasing the volume of my uploads. And when you really start increasing the volume of your uploads, that's when you will be able to start to see significant growth there. Because as I said, with volume, you give YouTube more data as to what you can optimize. You can look at your average view duration, you can look at your retention, you can look at your click-through rate, and your channel normalizes for that. And you will have a lot more data points to give YouTube. And number 2, a lot more data points in order to know what exactly to optimize for that. So this is my 4-step growth framework, and that's how you decide between quality versus quantity. Hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.